Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Janine McGowan, and I design cross stitch as the Blue Flower. I hope you're having a lovely week. I'm very excited here today because we just got our first garden plants ready to go. So definitely this weekend there's going to be some time digging around in the garden beds for me, but there's just nothing quite like that feeling at the beginning, before you've killed anything, at least for me, when it's all potential and everything's going to grow and it's just wonderful. So I really enjoy that. On to great things here in this video. Jumping right in with stitching in action, we have several excellent things to share this time. And first up is Seasons of the Heart, stitched by Lynn. And I have been so very excited to see all four of the seasons, the original set, spring, summer, autumn, winter, done together. And she did it. She put them all in a single frame and she added that decorative border in between them and a little heart with that. So I'm not just so happy to see it, but see it so well done is even better. So toast to you, Lynn. Way to be drunk with power. And I am very excited about that. Next up, we have Huckleberry Farm, stitched by Kelly. She used 18 count Huckleberry fabric by BeStitchMe, very appropriate. She used most of the called for threads with a few substitutions, and she's looking for the perfect frame so this can go to the county fair this summer. And I just love it. I love that fabric color. I think it came up beautifully, so absolutely well done, Kelly. Next, we have Night Walk Down. This was stitched by Sally, and she used 32 count Enchanted Forest fabric by Under the Sea Fabrics. She used the called for cinders for the figure's hair, and she fussy stitched it so that the hair looks like locks, which is beautiful. And then she used regular 310 for the text and the cat. I know over time several people have asked me about that cinders thread. In the model, it's used for the figure's hair and the cat, but it's an older dye lot. The one that I had at the time was mostly black with little hints of red. Now I think Cinders is trending a lot more purpley red and less black. So that's a great way to substitute out and get the effect that you want. And then finally, we have Moonlight Sampler. This is stitched by Sharon. Sharon was properly drunk with power, made lots of lovely changes. The dog was adjusted to the colors of her dog Zoe. And I think my favorite thing is that she left off the first part of the text and replaced it with a starry sky, which looks absolutely beautiful. I couldn't love this anymore. So toast to you, Sharon. Way to get drunk with power, and I just loved seeing this. Thank you for sharing. As always, if you've stitched a Blue Flower design and you want to send it to me so that I can share it, I would love to. And I also put those up on the website as well. So if you're thinking of stitching a Blue Flower design and you want to get some inspiration, the Stitching in Action page is the place to go. On to what I'm stitching. I'm still working on that Fox and Rabbit piece, and I'm paying the price for having done all my favorite bits, like the Greyhound, early on, and so now I have a little bit of border to finish, one or two tiny motifs, but it's pretty much just the over ones in the text and that rose. So I'm plugging away, but that part goes pretty slowly for me. So I'm going to keep going though, because I am very, very motivated by what comes next, which leads me into Stash Spotlight. This is the chart that I wanted most from Market this year. And then unfortunately, the designer wasn't able to attend Market due to a personal emergency. So I didn't pick it up there. I've been waiting for it to be back in stock, and I was moaning to Steph at Lindy Stitches the other day about how much I want to stitch it and how I can't find it anywhere. And she let me know that they had just received a couple. So I dashed off and got my order in right away. And the piece is from Cosford Rise. It's Cicadas Song Sampler. I'm going to see if I can get you nice and close up there because it is wonderful. It's got this interesting border with a sort of repeating pattern, but it has all these elements. There's an alligator in this section. There are different flowers all the way around. I love this sort of stone, almost watermill cottage thing. I like the nice big flower motif across the bottom. It's so interesting and creative. There's a little tree with a raccoon in it. This is going to be really hard to see, but I'm so excited to stitch this. And it's tempting me because I really, really want to start it right now, but I absolutely have to finish the Fox and Rabbit piece that I'm working on. And then it's just a question of whether I'm going to adhere to my plan and finish up one of my whips, or if I'm going to dive straight into this one. So we'll have to see. But yeah, that's my stash spotlight, and I'm very happy to have this and very excited to stitch it. On to World Around. This time I chose Rye, the grain, because Rye, our dog, is having a birthday next week. She'll be 5 years old, and I thought it would be a good time to learn more about the plant. So she was actually named after the plant tangentially. We have named all of our dogs around a theme of beer. Even Mosey. Mosaic is a kind of hops, and that was what she was named for, and Rye was named for rye beers. But yeah, I've never really learned much about it. It's a very, very old plant. It's been cultivated almost as long as anything that we've cultivated, really. Arose in Syria and the Middle East over 13,000 years ago, and they can find it in archaeological sites there. So it's been in cultivation since then in the Middle East, and then they theorize that some of the seeds probably got mixed in with other shipments to Europe, and so they ended up developing and cultivating a slightly different variety based on those seeds and their local conditions. So there are sort of two parallel strains that were cultivated independently but are still related. It's a very resilient grain and very resilient plant. It basically started as a weed in amongst the cultivated wheat and other crops, and then farmers were recognizing this is really resilient. This is good even in tough conditions. Maybe we'll take a look. And so from then on, it's been cultivated as a grain in its own right. It is a very resilient plant. It has robust root systems. It can handle extreme cold. It can handle drought. It can handle flooding. It can handle poor soil. So it doesn't need as much herbicide. It improves the soil health. It's very delicious, and it's been used for grains, certainly, but also as a cereal. If you eat sort of rye oatmeal, it can be shown to reduce your risk of heart attack. The effects of rye have been shown to reduce some types of cancer, and yeah, all around, very, very interesting plant. Unlike wheat, it hasn't been modified to contain more gluten, so that means it has a difference in its structure, and it's a little bit more crumbly, but also has a nice, delicious flavor. So your lovely whiskey or your beautiful rye bread to make your sandwich all come from this wonderful thing. The plant straw can be used for roofing, hats, packaging, paper even, and certainly to feed animals, which is another reason that it's commonly grown. George Washington, I learned, grew a rye crop, a very fancy high-level rye crop, specifically to distill his own rye spirits at Mount Vernon, which were apparently quite popular and very expensive. So it was a luxury item from George Washington's farm there. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and it inspires me to go get some rye flour, which I'm fortunate enough to be able to do at the grocery store now. Don't have to grow my own rye, but lots of good options there, and maybe use it in some bread or some cookies this weekend. So that was a lot of fun for me to use. Rye the dog is perhaps not quite as good at soil health, not quite as resilient. She's a delicate flower, but she's all right, and we love her. On to questions. Last video, the question was, what constitutes a sandwich? And boy, there were some interesting comments, interesting theories. I do not have any universal theory of sandwich to propose, except maybe if it comes down to things smashed together that can be eaten by hand, which I think covers most of it. But yeah, that was a fun little discussion. Nice low stakes, nothing really important there, but fun to talk about. Question this video is, what is your happiest thing right now? Because these are some stressful days, boy, from all the directions. And of course I love stitching. It helps to settle my soul, and I'm really looking forward to stitching my new project. But also, I think the best thing for me right now is the garden. It's coming alive. We have rhubarb coming up. We have some of the perennial herbs starting to perk up again. It's definitely time, and there's something so healing and satisfying about getting your hands into the dirt and seeing things actually start to come out of what appears to be nothing, little seeds and tiny sprouts growing and growing. So I think that's my best thing, and I hope you have something that's good for you right now as well. On to the official best thing this video. It is Rye's birthday, 5 years old, and it's always a bit special because Rye's life with us coincides almost exactly with my Flosstube journey. I think she premiered in our second video, and so every year around her birthday I've done a puppy video of some of Rye's greatest hits. So at the end of this video, the puppy video will be predominantly Rye, and yeah, her annual birthday sort of look back. So that's my best thing. On to giveaway. As expected, very excited, number of comments about the beautiful Cottage Garden Thread pack that they're giving away. And let's see, here's the pack. It's a whole pack of their threads, one of their new collections. Let's see if I can show it here. These beautiful spring and summer colors. Lots of comments on those, so thank you everyone. As I mentioned in the last video, I wasn't able to respond to everyone because I expected so many, and I read every single one, but I wasn't able to answer everyone. However, I'm very glad that you sent your comments in. Enough stalling. The winner of this is Liz Hinsey or Hins 4454. So Liz, if you get in touch with me, give me your mailing address and I will pass that on to Cottage Garden Threads, and they will go ahead and send those new threads directly to you. So thank you all so much for sending in your comments, and I'm sorry I couldn't give you all a pack of these beautiful threads, but Liz, I hope you enjoy them. Giveaway this video is going to be new releases because it's time. I have 3 new releases this summer, and I'll talk about those in just a minute. So as is my habit, 3 new releases. On the next video, I'll pick 3 winners. If you use the word whale in your comment for reasons that will become clear, you'll be eligible to be one of those 3 winners, and you can choose any of my releases, including the new ones, and I will send those to you. So without further ado, first up I have Sunflower Biscornu. This is similar to Peppermint, or sorry, Poinsettia Biscornu that I did for Christmas. It's a honker. I did this one on 32 count, so it's nice and substantial. Mine smells like lavender instead of sunflowers because that's what I fill them with. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun to do. I did this one in all DMC to make it easy for you to switch them up and use different colors depending on the types of sunflowers that you like and the ones that you have in your area. So here you go. And I'll take a break after I talk about all 3 of these and put in a photo of each one so you can get a nice close-up look. Next we have Prairie Home. This was inspired by Forest Home and was originally presented at Quilter Station. Let's see. It's the same sort of a layout, but I wanted to use a lot of birds and animals and plants from the great grassland prairie that we have right across the center of the nation. So it was a lot of fun to work with these bright colors and some different animals. I've got a little prairie chicken down there. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, some fun stuff. A yellow-headed blackbird and a red-winged blackbird here in the cattails. And yeah, I'll put that full detail in there so you can get a better, oh sorry, the picture here in a minute so you can get a better look. And then this one, this is probably my favorite. I have wanted to do some companion pieces to Happy Campers, and this is the first one that I did. It's the same size and uses the same layout and frame. And this is Sea and Shore. So it was sort of like on the ferry. We've got lots of little animals on the ferry here. We've got a whale, lighthouse, all sorts of little motifs coming up around the edge, leopard seal. These are sort of tide pool reminiscent, and I'm really, really happy with the way it came out. So I'll give you a sec to look at these properly so you can get a really close look at those, and then we'll be right back. Now, normally, now that I've announced these, all the details would be up on the website, and I would be putting all of the previous PDFs from the previous set of releases at market up on the website. That may be delayed by a couple of weeks. I am in the process of moving the website to a new platform, so we're going from Wix over to Shopify, and the website consultants are working on that. Shopify has the tools that will let me sell PDFs on around the world, which I really want to be able to do again, and I've had to stop temporarily. So I will keep you updated. I'll have a newsletter going out in a couple of weeks, but I am going to be sending these new releases out to shops and send them all the information very soon, because those are going to start shipping at the beginning of May. So if you want one of those, your shop will have all the info and be able to get that for you. That's actually it for me today. We've got puppy video at the end, or Rye birthday video as it is. And yeah, it's been a treat to see you today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I'll be out grubbing around in the dirt and hopefully not killing any plants yet. They've just come from the nursery, so they're still nice and strong. It takes me a while to wear them down, but yeah. Have a lovely rest of your day. I look forward to chatting with you again in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.